Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Xiaokai and 120 here on Twisted Meadows. Gonna go ahead and switch over to 120's view, Xiaokai's view. I believe this is Xiaokai. Let me triple check everything. Yep, Xiaokai. One of the reasons why is if it is a Blade Master, well, you need to be able to keep track of where that Blade Master is on the minimap. I do hope that that's one of the, you know, this is going to be really strange now that I think about it. The Warcraft 3, supposedly Reforged can still play against non-Reforged. And that actually makes me a little bit curious. Like, if there is cross-platform play, high resolution or high definition versus non-standard definition, the replay files should be the same across those as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how this game really works out. Anyways, we are opening up with an Altar of Storms. It may actually be a Farseer, as there is no barracks. We see it is in fact a Farseer coming across. And the Farseer is going to be going in for that very heavy harassment. Spirit Wolves, very, very useful at trying to deal damage to Acolytes. When you're able to get into that position there, get the Wolves in that position, they're dealing that normal damage, and you're only risking Wolves, a summoned unit. And if you time it right, you can resummon those units and really have your opponent waste their time trying to get experience on a unit that, well, should never ever give them any sort of experience in the hands of a professional Warcraft 3 player. Graveyard, Crypt. Are we going to be going into Crypt Fiends, or is this Graveyard just in position to clear out these trees right here? I do believe that is going to be the case. Meanwhile, an Acolyte now making its rounds, trying to figure out where his opponent is, clears out to this location. A little bit of an odd spot. Unfortunately, I don't see where the scouting rolls are either, as the Spirit Wolves are now, well, heading out to every which corner to see where, in fact, they can harass. Death Knight heads off to the north. Acolyte off over here. What is going down? The Death Knight perhaps is expecting that his opponent is going for some other unit, and that is the reason why, well, he's trying to clear out and expect where the Blade Master is creeping. Unbeknownst to him, his opponent has not been creeping with the Blade Master. He's actually moving around with the Farseer, and he's going to be able to finish off this 3-1 creep camp without any real pressure from his opponent. All right, resummons the Spirit Wolves now that this has been cleared out right here. There you go. It gets that experience a little bit of a long distance, and is he going to try to clear out these Null Brutes? All right, he's going to do these Null Brutes as well, going straight after those units, as the Farseer now perhaps is going to try and poke around here. 120 perhaps a little bit confused on what his opponent is doing. This Null Brute could end up getting taken down. A little bit of micro is going to be needed. Yeah, pulls it back, brings it back into the fight here. As you're going to take a look, this Null Brute creep camp will get cleared out. Farseer gets more experience again, and the Death Knight is going to attempt to clear out a very difficult creep camp only using skeletal minions. Ogre Magi is about to fall. There it goes. And this is the problem. The amount of damage that this creep camp does is rather high. Talisman of Evasion now picked up by the Death Knight as he now retreats back. Is the Farseer going to clear or get to level 2 by clearing a 3-1, 3-1, 3-1 creep camps? I think this would be the first time I've actually seen that. So first time for everything. There's not that many 3-1 creep camps in the game. So to have 3 green creep camps, the 3-1 creep camps all be cleared out first is rather odd. All right, Grunts now being added. Stronghold is here. Altar of Storms shows a Shadow Hunter. Farseer making its way back down to the south. Farseer is in fact at level 2. As we're taking a look, this is the last 3-1 creep camp to be cleared out. Death Knight still sitting at level 1. An Acolyte could get taken down. All right, is he going to get taken down? Oh, going to go ahead and try and gain a little bit of damage here. There's the Acolyte there as the Farseer going to make its way across. All right, there's one Crypt Fiend going to add in a little bit of damage. Spirit Wolves could try and perhaps go after the Null Warden now. Null Warden does take a lot of bonus damage, and from these Grunts and these other remaining units, Death Knight going to easily get to level 2 after a Death Coil steal, as the Null Warden. Who's going to get the experience? Oh, another steal right there. Death Knight getting every bit of experience finally on the board at level 2.
We're under attack.
As he now walks away with that Talisman of Evasion. Back on Blight. The Death Knight will heal back up. We are looking at, or I'm assuming the Slaughterhouse is going to be coming into play in just a moment. We are getting the Lich while upgrading to Black Citadel as well. But this is going to be a little bit of a delay before we see the Slaughterhouse and Obsidian statue. Back at the other end, Shadow Hunter is going to show up to the party. Death Knight is going to try and Death Coil finish off this last unit right there. Death Knight is going to end up getting surrounded. Oh, there's a quick Hex onto a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend trying to run away. It gets taken down. Meanwhile, the low hit point Grunt down to 185 hit points needs to back off. Death Knight does get in a big Death Coil right there. Grunt just hiding away. Healing Salve a little bit far away right there as the Hex continues. Death Coil again. And now the Death Knight is finally out of mana. Alright, the Crypt Fiend still could get taken down. Scroll of Speed being used right there. Let's take a look at that. Frost Armor shows up in time. Is it going to be enough to finish it off? There is another Hex again. The Spirit Wolf wants its target, and I don't know. Oh, it was a denial. No experience gained after multiple Hexes, multiple Death Coils, only for a sacrificial kill to be instituted by 120. Farseer sitting at level 2, Shadowhunter sitting at level 1, Wind Rider joining in on the fight. A little bit of a curious move right there, but it does make sense why a Shao Kai invested so much to try and take down a single Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend's very, very much the counter unit to the Wind Rider. You're able to ensnare or web them down into place, allowing them to not have their movement. You remove their ability to escape, and you make the fact that they're once again on the ground. They just become, well, a rifleman stuck on the ground that takes extra damage from piercing, which, well, is generally bad news. Shadowhunter sitting at level 1 right now. Meanwhile, Death Knight sitting at level 2. Lich sitting at level 1. Lich will get to level 2 here momentarily. Meanwhile, Rock Golem could get finished off rather fast. We are looking at 36 to 44 damage between each of those Wind Riders, and there it goes. Scroll of the Beast, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Shadowhunter should get to level 2. Meanwhile, the Farseer is not going to get to level 3, but will not be too far behind. Lich finally at level 2 now. Death Knight heads back, picks up an Orb of Corruption. That -5 armor is going to be, -4 armor could cause problems. 37 supply compared to 45, as both sides are now just playing against the computer. Both sides wanting to clear out creep camps and get the advantage by getting a little bit more gold, a little bit more experience by attacking the computer and these creeps here. Alright, Pendant of Energy given to the Shadowhunter. We all know how powerful a Shadowhunter is once it has mana. Clarity Potion might need to be picked up. Farseer backs away, maybe, well, giving gifts to that Shadowhunter here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Death Knight sitting at level 3, and the Lich is also at level 3 with a Pit Lord. Alright, Pit Lord, the third and final hero coming in from the Undead. Not your typical hero by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a rather powerful one. I wonder if you give an Orb of Corruption to the Pit Lord, its cleave doesn't apply the damage effect across everything it swipes, does it? That would be scary. I don't know if it's intended or not. Let's take a look at this. Well, there is a quick stomp right there. Scroll of Speed now being used, trying to finish off multiple units. Another Warlord will get finished off. Dire Wolves getting in big damage. Tauren Chieftain picks up Boots of Quel'Thalas only to sell them. And that does make sense because Boots of Quel'Thalas gives agility. And even though the Shadowhunter is technically an agility-based hero, if you have high agility items on the Shadowhunter, well, that just still looks rather odd. We are now going into double Bestiary. No Spirit Lodge, no Tauren Totem. And how is this all going to be going down? Ogre Warrior going to end up getting cleared out here in just a moment. One or two volleys quickly finishes off the Ogre Warriors. There goes 2 volleys. Another one bites the dust. Tauren Chieftain does have Stomp. And this is one of those things where you have to be very careful with to reveal that shade, as we are now finally at level 3. Abilities that lasts longer than you would really like. All right, Tauren Chieftain could try to get in a position. It's going to throw its foot down. Yes, it does. It puts its foot down, stuns a whole bunch of units as the Force Troll High Lord gets taken down. Tauren Chieftain picks up a Staff of Silence, quickly silences all the units. Force Troll High Priest are no longer able to heal, as the Ogre Magi will get taken down as well. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2. Should be able to finish off the remaining of these units. Should be able to healing salve back up since it is a frontline unit. Yes, there it goes. Finally healing back up. Wants to get back into that 600 hit point range. Pit Lord, Rock Golem engaging Naheer. Death Knight will get to level 4. Lich will stay comfortably at level 3. Pit Lord healing back up as well. Big armor, Wing of Protection +3 in addition to Rune Bracers. That Pit Lord is a beautiful tank in the front line that also does cleave splash damage. That's probably or most likely the ability right there. Are we going to perhaps also see Howl of Terror as well, as the Farseer and the Shadow Hunter looking to clear out the Forest Troll Warlord? All right, Forest Troll Warlord could get taken down here. A little bit more damage being added. Spirit Wolves scout out the Necropolis expansion attempt here. I believe the Acolyte is going to be saved, but it has been scouted out, so his opponent now knows about it, which could cause a bit of problems as well. Ogre Magi going to get burst down by those Wind Riders. 5 Wind Riders, there it goes. And finally, last but not least, 1 Forest Troll High Priest going to get taken down.
Under attack.
Spirit Wolf's trying to make its way over. Oh, the Spirit Wolf down to 35 hit points, ends up surviving. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, 1 Spirit Tower should be more than enough to deal with 2 very low hit point Spirit Wolves. 49 supply compared from 120. Meanwhile, 66 coming in from Xiaokai as the Tauren Chieftain could get to level 3 here. All right, Shadow Hunter looking to back off. Farseer looking to back off here. Tauren Chieftain gets to level 3, has over 1,200 hit points. Abkagar's Gem of Health pushes him into the 1,200 range.
We're under attack.
Back off to the north. Spirit Wolf quickly getting finished off again. Farseer not going to be able to truly follow up what he really wants to do. Lich sitting at level 4. Pit Lord gets to level 3. And the Pit Lord, with over almost 8 armor, is now a force to be reckoned with. Death Knight being brought over as well. What is going on? Shadow Hunter. Let's take a look. Wind Riders about to make their way across. Shadow Hunter going to be heading off to the north here. Where are all of these units going? There is a Spirit Tower. Spirit Tower is not going to be enough of a deterrent based off of the size of the army that we see here. But Web and Crypt Fiends could be enough. Let's take a look. More Crypt Fiends are still being added. That is going to be the proper counter. Spirit Tower taking a lot of damage. It looks like this is the beginning of the end for that Spirit Tower there. Tauren Chieftain, there's a couple of webs down. Tauren Chieftain going to try to get into that front spot. And there's that Howl of Terror. Throws down a foot. Puts his foot down. But is it going to end up surviving? Tauren Chieftain could continue to fight again. Are we going to see a stomp anywhere? Well, there's a stomp. He squashed that Crypt Fiend without much of a problem underfoot. As the, well, Howl of Terror is still being used. Big damage reduction indeed. Minus 16 damage as the Howl of Terror, perhaps it was the level 3 variety, causing a bunch of problems. Yeah, no, level 2 variety. Level 3, you know what I mean. Level 3 on the actual Pit Lord, being able to train up level 2 Howl of Terror up against a 3-3-3. However, Xiaokai does have a slight advantage overall if he's able to level up these heroes, and he has a slight economic advantage. Will he be able to capitalize that, or what's going to happen next? There are also a lot of low hit point units coming in from the undead army. You have to be careful. Even with the Death Knight's burst heal, you cannot keep these units up infinitely. All right, Lich gonna make its way off to the north. Pit Obsidian statue is all right here. Expansion about to be completed. Meanwhile, the expansion over here on the bottom left has been done for quite some time. Let's take a look how long. Yeah, I believe over 2 minutes now. And that is about 1,200 gold that has been mined out from that location. All right, let's take a look. Is it 1,200?
We're under attack.
Well, no, 1,000 gold has now been mined out. All right, Wind Rider is going to be lying in position, ready to go. Shadowhunter is here as well. What's going on? What's going to end up happening? Farseer looks to perhaps back off here as the peons may try to set up more expansions everywhere else. Off to the north. What's going to happen? All these Wind Riders are here ready to go. Is the Goblin Zeppelin going to be the one to take the majority of the damage? That could be the case. Well, Ghoul is going to get taken down. There's 3 heroes. All of a sudden, the game is afoot as the Farseer is going to go ahead and do harassment at the other neck of the woods. All right, trying to focus down some of those units. Acolyte, well, doesn't have to really engage there at all. Farseer is going to perhaps just try to break free here in just a moment. Death Knight, now Scrolls of Town Portal. And here you have the fight. Scroll of Town Portal back the other way. But that low hit point Acolyte was not... Actually, nothing really came of it. There goes one more Acolyte. Perhaps you can see more Acolytes getting taken down. 2 Acolytes currently lost. The third one could be coming into play. We should see a Devour Magic. Yes, there it goes. And that is going to be the end of that harassment. More Acolytes joining in on the fight. Meanwhile, more peons will be forced to join in as well. Shadowhunter, Tauren Chieftain sitting at 3-3. Farseer on the move, sitting at level 4, but does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and he knows that he's essentially buying time. Shadowhunter back off to the north here. Sacrificial Pit, Slaughterhouse, all here, ready to go. Pit Lord making its way down. Death Knight sitting at level 4. This gold mine still mining a large amount. Farseer here, ready for some action again. And is this split army really going to make a big enough difference? That is the big question right there, as the Destroyer already down to 200 some odd hit points, or sorry, 500 some odd hit points, now needs to back away. All right, Howl of Terror being used. Stomp now being brought over as well, teleporting all away to get back home and be able to rinse and repeat and fight another day. 58 supply compared to 59. Very even overall. Farseer is continuing to do harassment, and it was trying to shut down these Acolytes. Multiple Acolytes have been lost here, and it's costing Shao Kahn a lot of, well, overall resources, as you also have to replace that peasant again. Death Knight here, ready to go. Meanwhile, back across here, Wind Riders are going to be ready to go here in just a moment. This is a level 4, level 3, almost level 4, going up against a level 4, level 4, level 4, I believe. And the Death Knight is just leading his army a tad bit better. Economically speaking, though, well, more peons need to be engaged here. No reason why not to. You have the Great Hall up. You have the resources. Go ahead and spend them. It looks like it may have just been all for naught and forgotten. And using this opportunity to clear out a forgotten expansion, this is the perfect time to try and engage. Spirit Tower could have problems. Here you go. Gonna just go ahead and run on in here. Spirit Tower taking a lot of the Spirit Tower taking a good amount of damage. Scroll of Town Portal trying to get away. Acolyte could get taken down here. 1 or 2 more shots. 1 more shot should do it. Oh no, Devour Magic able to finish it off. Death Coil saving the other, as all of the units have just simply retreated back. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3. Shadowhunter sitting at level 3. Farseer sitting at level 4, and still no one has really blown this game wide open yet. Destroyer still chasing Crypt Fiends, going up against Wind Riders, just exactly what you want to see, that your opponent has mainly invested into units that you don't have to worry about. Pit Lord now going to be retreating back here. Farseer is not able to do very much to them, since they are all in that back line, and he needs to get relatively close within combat range of those Crypt Fiends in order to live and fight again. All right, Devour Magic again. Pit Lord, it has to be very careful. If it tries to Howl of Terror, well, it can easily remove much of the damage that the army is doing. There is a quick Hex. There is a Stomp. 3 Crypt Fiend, 4. Meanwhile, there goes a Crypt Fiend as well. Healing Wave tries to save more units. Saves a Crypt Fiend, who is now, well, maybe forced to try and retreat. All right, Death Knight cannot use a Scroll of Town Portal. Is it going to last long enough? Down to, oh, there's a Stomp. Is it going to be enough? And the Death Knight goes down. Tauren Chieftain puts his foot down, and that was long enough to do crazy, terrible damage. Lich could be in trouble. Lich trying to get away. Howl of Terror, the Spirit Wolf, is just constantly getting in front. Tauren Chieftain trying to perhaps close in on that distance. There's another quick Hex, as the Lich could get taken down. Lich goes down. 120 is in serious trouble right now. Resurrection of that Death Knight as a Scroll of Town Portal being used. Well, units are getting finished off here, and 120 survives and keeps his army alive, but decides to give up the game anyways. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed that amazing engagement there, using a very long hex to finish off his opponent.